I'm so nervous. Ah! In the past couple of days, I have actually lost quite a lot of sleep. I think about the traumatic experiences that families are going through. I think about the change that's occurring, hopefully more positive change. I think about the sacrifices that are having to be made for that change to occur. I also think about how this movement can occur and should occur in the classroom. And I think that's also what we need to remember as educators forever. This coming year, the next year, we need to remember why we are teaching and who we are teaching for. That's what I want to talk about. And I think that there are, let's see here, 5 things that we need to remember, especially this coming year, but also all the years after this. We need to remember these things for our students' sake, for the next generation's sake. So, number 1, we need to remember as educators to speak up and to speak out. Last year, I worked at an inner city school, and it was the first time that I really truly came face to face with my privilege in the face of others. I mostly worked with the ELL population, but I also had classes with other students, and it was really just a hodgepodge of people, and I loved it. But it was a rough school, okay? I say everything is kind of a hypocrite because last year was my first year of teaching, and I spent most of the first half of the year confounding the things that I had been taught in my grad school program and also the things that I believed with the things that were occurring in the school that I was working at. And that tension, that rupture between both of those things caused me a great deal of stress and anger, and I went home many days to just sob and cry and rant, and I'm sure everyone around me got tired of hearing what I thought and what I believed, but I just couldn't get past it because the things that over here, the values that I had and so strongly believed, were not happening over here in the school. They just weren't. It was a failing school, so it was obsessed with standardized tests. It was a very diverse school, so there was a great deal of tension between the races and both the students, but also between the teachers and the students. And it was also a very challenging school just because on top of everything, it was also a very poor community. So on the one hand, we had racial issues, but also on the other hand, we had classism issues, and often they go hand in hand. And it was a challenge. A great portion of the year, I just was very upset. And then somewhere along the way, I just gave up. I gave up because I got tired of trying to voice my opinion and not being heard or blatantly being ignored or told to just calm the fuck down. And I got tired of that. I got tired of just watching in meetings our administrators and other teachers say something crazy, just crazy, like, we don't believe that these students will get very far. Or I heard teachers say they can't handle reading because they don't have the attention span. Have you ever seen a Netflix binge? It requires you to be attentive for 12 hours. These kids have the attention span just because they're different. Like, oh my God. I heard them say these things. And then I would look around the room and I would see teachers like look at me, acknowledge that it was awful what was being said, and then being mum about it. Totally closed mouth about it. Like, for example, one of the things as an English teacher I just could not believe is we only read one novel the entire school year. One novel, and it was a graphic novel, and that's because I fucking pushed for it. But instead, the lesson plans that had been given to me, like force-fed for me to teach so that anyone off the street could teach them, were on short stories. And I love short stories. But there was an inherent belief beneath all of those lesson plans the students could not handle a novel. That they literally, like, mentally and emotionally could not handle the depth and brevity of a novel. And I tried to speak out about it. I fought it. And you can ask the friends that I made at that school firsthand how angry I was. But somewhere along the line, I gave up and stopped speaking up because I was put down. I was put down. I was afraid. It was my first year teaching, and I was afraid of losing my job. So I'm asking my fellow teachers to speak up and to speak out. Look, we hear from the parents, especially the parents of those more well-off communities, okay? We hear about how awful the standardized tests are from the parents. We hear about it from, offhand policymakers. We hear it from even the students, but we are not hearing enough from the teachers. There are too many teachers in this world that are silent, and it is affecting our children. It is affecting our students and the next generation. We as teachers need to speak out and speak up when we see something wrong. We need to come together. We are strong in our numbers and our voices are loud, and we know we're right, especially if you're a good teacher, okay? We're smart. And for the most part, we have the heart and the passion that we need to help push change in our country. So I'm asking teachers, I'm asking that teacher that is afraid of losing their job because they have a family to provide for, I need you to speak up. I need you to not do bad teaching anymore. Stop giving them worksheets. Stop focusing on standardized tests. You know it's wrong, so speak up about it. Because if we don't as teachers, it will never change. So that was today's lesson on speaking up and speaking out. There is a hashtag for that, so if you want to spread that. If you like this video, like it. If you want to add to the conversation, comment below. Got questions? Maybe you think that there's something I'm saying that's wrong? Tell me. I want to know. I want to grow, and I want to participate in a productive conversation about this, especially when it means so much to me and to my students and to the world of America today. Please share this video as much as you can. I really want to spread this conversation, spread my message. Let's make sure that teachers are speaking up and speaking out about things that are wrong in the system of education. I really believe educators have power in their voices. Tomorrow, I will be talking about setting higher expectations for our students. It's going to be pretty passionate. Please come back for that. My video is about to die, so I have to go. Have a great day. Please, speak up and speak out.